This is like the format. This is the way you write a character. Like this is a thing, a very simple thing called character development and how to do it right.
Great female protagonist.
Great female protagonist. This is perfectly how you do it, man. And with any type of character, even a male character, she comes in. She's very naive. Very idealistic. She takes some hits on the chin. She gets her ass beat. And she goes through this like the understanding what the wasteland really is like, having that like glass shatter moment. And then she learns from it, becomes a little more savvy, and kind of like adapts and becomes stronger for it when she learns. It's 101. That's how it's character development 101.
Right on.
And this is exactly how you do it.
This is Geek Off the Street, your go-to channel for all things from obscure geekdom to modern-day pop culture and everything else in between.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
We're back.
Yeah, we are.
We're always back.
Yes, we always are.
Yeah, because my name's Trent.
And my name is Mark.
This is Geek Off the Street. Greatest podcast of all time. Talk about geek culture, pop culture, whatever else you want.
Deal with it.
We're doing guns again? I was trying to like, what's a follow gun? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Has some like guns and stuff.
They did.
In there.
A Trent gun? They had one of those.
Yeah.
They had the guy that had the giant gun.
Oh,
and he didn't use it on the bear.
What a waste. Absolute waste.
Anyways.
Maybe if you haven't noticed, we're not talking about Fallout this week. No, we are. We're talking about Fallout, the Amazon Prime series.
Yes.
It just
came out on the 8th, I want to say.
Yeah. Dropped all at once.
Yeah, which
the
is fantastic.
Right way to do
that,
things these days.
Come on,
now
Prime,
we're spoiled.
Get your stuff together.
Yeah. It's an 8-episode series, like you were saying. And it's based on the acclaimed video game franchise. Yeah.
I've seen gameplay of it. I know a lot of people that play it. I've never played it myself.
I'm one of those
that has played it.
I was tracking like the first part of your sentence.
Right, yeah.
And I was like starting to talk as you were getting the second part of the sentence out. So yeah,
I should have stopped.
Timing issue. Yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna get into that. But before we do that, what are we drinking this week, Mark?
Oh man,
what did we come up with?
This is what we came up with. We had ordered Trent. You had a little bit of foresight and said, you know what? I know there's some Nuka-Colas out there. Let's order them. Let's get them for the show.
Yes.
Here they are right now. If you're watching the video, and if you're not, we'll describe them to you. It's a bottle of soda. So,
it's a Jones Soda special release specifically for this series. It's a Nuka-Cola Victory. I know they've had Nuka-Cola Quantum in the past, back when Fallout 4 came out, because I know I drank one while I was playing Fallout 4.
Nice.
And then I'm not sure if they actually had the cola. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't at one point. But this is like the new one for the show. So I ordered it online. Not enough foresight because it got here like literally
just a few minutes ago, right?
A few minutes ago.
The sons of from Prime, no less.
Yeah, right.
On, so we just got it. So we had to come up with our own drink of the week.
We did,
and I'm not gonna lie, I think we did a pretty good job.
I think so too.
With it, yes. The Rad Cola.
Call it the Rad Cola. You guys know Rad Cola. Rad or Rads or the radiation. That they call it in the game or in the show.
And Cola for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
With a K.
Exactly. So we made the Rad Cola, which has basically everything. It's Disaronno, Contro, tequila, gin,
coconut
vodka, coconut rum, lemon juice,
and a splash of cola.
Cola on top. Yeah. And that's the drink. And it is pretty tasty,
it actually came out very good.
Tastes
very
great.
good. We both, if you watch the video, I think there's a moment where we both like bring it up to our lips and like, it's nice knowing you. See you on the other side.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
But no, man, I think it came out great. It's a great drink, man.
See you on the other side.
We made the joke in the clip that it'll either give you radiation poisoning or it'll cure you radiation poisoning. And
either way, it's a fun way to go.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's great. It's tasty, man. All you can taste all those flavors, but they blend really well.
Yeah, you can definitely pick up on the coconut in there. A little bit of the Disaronno. The Disaronno's got a great cherry kind of flavor to it.
Yeah. All the mixtures in there.
I think the lemon juice was a good touch to add in there too.
Yeah, definitely have the tart to it. And it's got a great. It's actually pretty refreshing.
It is.
Yeah, because it's effing hot today.
Yeah.
I know we were just complaining about how it was rainy and cold last week, but man, it is it's pretty warm today.
Yeah, and whatever it is next week, we'll complain about that too.
Yeah,
so be ready. Be ready.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's get into some Fallout, huh?
Let's get into some Fallout.
So as we were saying, Fallout's an 8-episode series of Amazon Prime, just released on April 8th, I believe. Dumped it all at once, which is great. Yeah. And the series follows main character Ella. Ella is her real name. Lucy. Yeah. Main character Lucy, who is.
Should we not have this up here?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how that works, but
I don't give any product placement to Coke.
Right.
Yeah.
Just gonna set this right here.
Yeah. Main character Lucy, who's a vault dweller, 219 years after nuclear fallout.
Yeah,
essentially, right?
Or nuclear war.
Nuclear war, where the world decided to bomb everybody.
That's a very interesting part of the show.
Yeah, when they get into that, man, there are a lot of great twists in this show, man. That just really, really, I was really intrigued by.
Right. As a game player, I'm curious to hear your take on that too.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely get into that, but I think I'll just right off the bat say, sorry. The point is that she's a vault dweller. Everybody that was in these vaults, were put there to avoid nuclear. They're built, these like billion-dollar vaults were built to house people, keep them safe from the underground, from the nuclear war.
Yeah, and then when the time comes, they'll come back out and they will, lead humanity into a golden age kind of thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the floors the surface is already populated by people that survived or have come from different places, different vaults, maybe.
Right, maybe.
They're it's already been populated, and it's a wasteland.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And Ella has to go on this. Lucy has to go on this journey to try to find her dad, who's the leader of their vault.
Right, who was abducted for unknown reasons.
Yes.
They took him.
Yeah, and before we get further into this, major spoilers, because we can get into all of that.
True.
Yeah, I'll first say that I think that this is one of the better video game adaptations to live action, I think.
Right on.
Really, I think, at all.
Yeah.
I know there have been a couple recently that have been better, like Last of Us is really popular.
Yeah.
But man, I think this is a great on its own, but also plays well in the Fallout universe too.
Okay.
I think it's good for fans, but it's also good for outsiders as well. I think I had so much fun watching this show. And I think it was really, really good.
Okay.
For a lot of reasons.
Did you see a lot of Easter egg kind of things or little things like that, only video game players would catch or pick up on?
Yeah, there are some. I mean, obviously I think they mentioned bottle caps before they even say what they are. I'm sure people that haven't played the game won't know that's currency.
Yeah.
The new cola bottle caps, that's what currency is in this world. There's stuff like the computers, the computers when they're on them, like when specifically when her brother Norm is hacking into the computer.
Yeah.
Like all those codes, that's what it looks like in the game. And the more you increase your intelligence, the more you can understand what the codes are.
That's nice.
Otherwise, it's just a bunch of letters and you have to kind of guess what the right answer is.
Oh, that is awesome. So the smarter you can level up your stats.
Yeah, your intelligence, your strength, your speed.
Love it.
And they're all super important. Like your strength you need because you got to carry all the shit that you find out there, and if you get too much,
you see run. Like the squires doing.
Yeah,
I'm like, how? What?
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then also intelligence. Yeah, for being able to hack into computers and systems like that. Also, you got to be able to pick locks and stuff. There's you have to choose what you want to upgrade, and what kind of
a little bit like solo leveling in that sense.
Yeah.
In a sense, right? Well, I mean, like all video games. I shouldn't say all video games, but most most video games, RPG style games. Yeah, you have the option to
pick what you want to raise up. Yeah,
raise up.
And and Fallout's it's so intuitive, man. It's very, very specific and it's very detailed. It's it's such a great game, man. Or a game franchise, I guess. So so I saw a lot of that stuff, and it was you can appreciate it more as a fan, but it didn't seem like it was overloaded with just Easter eggs or fan service.
So it was So it wasn't only for the fans.
Yeah, it was very balanced. Very balanced, I think. I overall, man, I thought it was pretty great.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess getting right into some positives. Then,
Yeah.
Man, first things first. Lucy.
I was gonna say Lucy, right? That's
Ella Perney. Yeah. Perney. I forgot her last name now. She's great.
Yeah.
One, she's great.
Yeah.
Because I'm a guy.
I knew.
Very charming. Very, very charming. I haven't used that term in a long time.
Yeah,
very
right.
charming.
I like it.
Cute as a button. But in like a more like all seriousness, I think this is like the format. This is the way you write a character. Like this is a thing, a very simple thing called character development. And how to do it right.
Great female protagonist.
Great female protagonist. This is perfectly how you do it, man. And with any type of character, even a male character, she comes in, she's very naive, very idealistic. She takes some hits on the chin, she gets her ass beat, and she goes through this like the understanding what the wasteland really is like, having that like glass shatter moment. Yeah, and then she learns from it, becomes a little more savvy, and kind of like adapts and becomes stronger for it with what she learns. It's 101. That's how it's character development 101.
Right on.
And this is exactly how you do it. And I think there's like perfect the way her character was built. Yeah. And I think this is the way you do it. This is the way you do. If you're gonna label it the strong female character, that's how you do it. Right on. You base it. You format it around a character like Ella. Keep saying her actual acting name.
Lucy.
Watching a lot of interviews. Or Goosey,
depending on what vault you come from.
Or Goosey, yeah. But yeah, I think that was fantastic. The way her character arc was perfect.
Great. I'm gonna like jump in there really quick. I think I agree with you. There was a great moment too, where I'm not sure which episode it might have been, 4 maybe, somewhere towards the middle, where she's been abducted essentially, and the ghoul that has her, he kind of sells her off. She escapes. And she gets out and she finds him laying on the ground, like just ready to die kind of thing.
Let's turn.
Right. And now it's like, and I was completely ready for her to get a little bit of payback because he was messing with her the whole time. Like he had water and he's drinking in front of her, and the last bit he has, he pours it out. He, takes her to a place where there's like this basically kind of dirty-ish water. Yeah. And just, kind of puts her in a situation where she has to drink it. And he's just kind of poking her about it, just being a complete jerk.
And then sells her off.
And then sells her off and everything's said and done. And then when everything is flipped around and the tables have turned and now she is the one that's in complete control of their dynamic. And she has an opportunity to be like, oh, you're ready to turn, essentially. And you need this to live, what I've got in my hand. And I was like, I was so expecting her to be like, F you, this is what you get kind of thing. Yeah. And I would have been cool with it. I would have been like, good, because he deserves
retribution, man.
He deserved it. Yeah. But she gives it to him, gives him a bunch of it, and she talks about, it's the golden rule.
Golden rule, motherfucker.
Yeah. So she still was true to herself. Yeah. You know what I mean? She took these hits on the chin, like you said. But she's still a good character. She's still a good person.
Holds on to her main values.
Exactly.
Her main morals.
Yeah, she's grown, she's stronger. But
a little tougher exterior now. She doesn't quite trust Maximus when she first meets him. Right, yeah. She's like, everybody else has screwed me, so I'm sorry if I'm not going to come out here and trust you.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, but also still trying to help people out. You know what I mean? So... Yeah.
That for me, that was a great moment. Yeah. Whereas because that really caught me by surprise, because I was completely expecting her to, just be like, this is what you get, and just kind of walk away. Or just whatever. Just leave him to not help him of all things. Like if you're not going to kill him, then you're not going to help him. Yeah. And I would have been like, okay, that's what he gets. But she turns out and she does help him. And I was like, all right, you got me there. I did not see that coming. So
it makes her that much more likable. You root for this type of character. You know what I mean? Especially when they still have the good values.
Yeah, because you don't want them, because you like her as a good character. You like all those guys because they're so innocent. You know what I mean? It's like that whole thing is like, what you, in some sense, wish that you could be again, kind of thing. That wide-eyed optimism kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you don't want her to lose that. You don't want that to be completely destroyed. You don't want to see her turn into a complete, bandit, raider kind of person. So, it was great. Yeah. One thing, one positive I want to jump onto is Walton Goggins.
Dude, Walton Goggins.
That guy.
Well, let me just say, always Walton Goggins.
I've never seen him in a bad. I've never seen him do anything bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never seen him in a bad role. Every role he takes, he's fantastic.
Every time.
Time.
The guy, he has such a magnetism on set. When he performs, man.
And the range. He will go from playing comedy to drama to villain to likable anti-hero.
Right, yeah.
He's all over the place. And it's like, I believe it.
Yeah, Walton Goggins, he's one of those few actors that I will watch everything.
Just because he's in it. Just because he's in it. You know it's going to be good.
Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, like Alan Tudyk's one for me also. Even if I don't like what he's in, I'll watch, or like the movie, I'll watch him.
But he's always good in it.
He's always good in it.
So
he's one of those actors, like he's one of the few that I will watch every time, no matter what the topic of the movie is.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely. I think.
Yeah, God, he was so good. That's
that guy's name that played. Wow. Well, I mean, we talked about J.K. Simmons, I think, the other day. Obviously, he's one of those guys. He played Brian Adams, second president of the United States. Or did he play Benjamin Franklin? No, he played Adams. I can't think of his name right now, but if you saw him, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I know this guy. I know what you're saying, though. There are a few actors that's just, whatever it is, I know it's going to be good.
Because they're always good.
Because he's always good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, so no, Walton Goggins, that's one of my positives too, man. Just stole the show, man.
Yeah.
Whatever scene he was in, you knew both A, the scene was going to be good, and B, something bad was going to happen to everybody in that scene. Yeah. For most of the show, until you get closer to the end. But God, his screen presence, fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
And we see his character. His character is very interesting because he is, before all the, terrible drama happened, with the war, he lived through it. He's actually kind of very close to, like the people that kind of seemed like they kind of kicked it off.
Oh yeah.
He was like just 1 or 2 degrees, just 1 degree of separation from these people.
Yeah.
Right. So that he was there at the beginning, at the start of it, not just beginning, he's there at the start. He lives through it, and then he is there right now. Yeah. So there is very, like, how did it happen? What's going on? You kind of figure out, essentially, what happens to him. You piece it together. It's not that hard. Yeah. But the specifics of it, I'm curious to see, what happened exactly.
Yeah, and what happens when he kind of finds out. What's going on?
Or what he
or what he eavesdrops on,
which
is devastating.
In the very first episode too, we realize that he is divorced, right? Because he seems like he's a very happily married man for the most part. And he's a great husband, great father, all this kind of stuff. But in the first episode, they talk about, he's here because of alimony. Kind of thing. So you're like, oh, okay, so something's going on. So maybe something came to a head. Yeah. Where, he kind of calls out, the wife and the company and this company, again, super interesting. Such an interesting
Vault Tech.
Yeah. Such a I don't want to say like a nihilistic view of capitalism, but one of the big things is they talk about time is very crucial commodity, but time and management. And to think that you would play the long game to this level, like in its own perverse way, it makes sense. Yeah. But in another perverse way, it's like, this is the worst thing you could possibly do. Like, what are you talking about?
Like a Watchmen Ozymandias type thing. Right? Yeah. Sort of thing. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No. And what's great about that too is that, like, I at first like, oh, these are kind of all throwaway, moments. With this obnoxious.
That's what I thought too.
Obnoxious dude. And this is the stuff isn't like, it's just some salesman. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But I was like, it comes down to one thing. Management. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
dude?
Even
like Walton Goggins, or even like what was it, Cooper? Cooper. He was like, oh yeah, okay,
yeah,
bud.
As he's turning to walk away, kind of thing with this drink.
What are you talking about right now? It doesn't make any sense. But like,
everything you was saying was like
spot on.
Is it.
Like these
are the hints. This is what I'm trying to tell you right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so definitely. Really the long game in the whole course of the show. Yeah, that pays off towards the end. Oh man, a lot of payoffs, man. A lot of payoffs. Yeah.
Which I did not see coming. And they do a great job doing a slow build up, because you're more engaged, obviously, with Lucy and the ghoul and the stuff that they're going through, Maximus, the stuff that they're going through, trying to get to where they're going. And, just like a little bit of like, just here's some information kind of thing they show before. They show the pre-war stuff. And, the mystery's kind of being unraveled and everything. But again, for what they're doing, I feel like I don't want to necessarily say it, but it's not like it's that big of a surprise, I suppose. But yeah, it's such a mind F.
Yeah.
That you would think that you would look at, because any sane person would look at a nuclear holocaust as that's going to destroy our bottom line. That's going to destroy our dividends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, or I felt in the past anyway, like a reason why war has probably been, we're not so prone to war nowadays is because we're so tied up in each other's economies.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like some other country that we may not get along with, we have so many investments with that company or with that country.
Yeah.
And that country knows, well, they've got a lot of investments with us. We're getting a good chunk of our money from them. Mm-hmm. Let's not be so quick to pull the trigger on them.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they took all of that, which seems to be like the more popular mode of thinking. Yeah. And they said, no, we're going to throw that away. We're going to dial it up to 11.
Yeah.
And man, it's depressing, but it kind of makes sense from their perspective.
Yeah,
it's maddening.
On paper, it's like if your goal is reaching these numbers, and this is how we get there, then that's the only way we can do it.
Yeah, if we want to take over the world market kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
you gotta destroy the world.
What? Like what?
Yeah, man, that
so
part
twisted.
was nuts, man.
Yeah.
Especially with the wife at the very end, is like, we dropped the bombs.
Yeah, I'm like,
wait,
oh
what
my
the
God, what?
Yeah. That's like another positive was just like the layers to the story.
Yeah.
Because like when the first two episodes, and I'll talk about this in negatives a little bit later, but the first two episodes, I was just like, okay, so this is gonna be a generic post-apocalyptic. They're going through this adventure, and that's gonna be it. But then when you go back to like Norm, I think it's Moises, right? He's a great actor.
He was great. He was great.
Yeah, he's always playing weird roles. Because he's kind of a weird dude, but he's
might
always
be one of my favorite characters. In that show.
Norm was great.
Norm was great.
Yeah, great in the show. But when you go back to Norm and what he's going through in the vault and trying to unravel what's going on in the vault, like when I started noticing, oh shit, man, there's something going on here too. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's fucking interesting. That's captivating. And I was like kind of reinvested, like, oh shit, man, what's going on here? Right. There's a conspiracy in here too. Yeah. And then going back to like Coop's old life or the Ghoul's old life, there's a lot of shit going on there too, which is affecting what.
And it ultimately all ties together. Which
exactly.
Was great.
And what Norm's experiencing now, that's still lingering here. Oh man, it all just tied together, and all like it got like peeled back each layer as you went along with the show. It was just like more and more intriguing. And I was like, man, I thought it was a great ride, man. Yeah.
Norm was definitely, like I was saying, one of my favorite characters in the show, if not my favorite, because he wasn't the hero. We established that from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like when he basically hides, his sister tells him to hide. Yeah. But he does hide when, there's conflict breaking out towards the beginning. And he's not big, especially when you see him compared next to Chet. Yeah. Like he's like half his size. Like a quarter of his weight. It's like such a big, difference, which is hysterical.
Yeah, and he's actually kind of like overly an unimpressive person. Like he has no interest. He's not good at anything like. Technically, like on paper, he's not good at anything.
Like his sister and dad.
And dad, he's not successful in any jobs or anything that he's done in there. Yeah. He shows no aptitude for anything, really. Yeah. And, even he's like, I'm a chicken, I can't go with you. I can't go with the others, I'm a chicken. And then, but he knows, but so he's a very unimpressive person, really. Like, with the standards of like these people, Right. But sorry, you were saying that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. That, no, I agree with that. He's very unimpressive. Like every job that he has been reassigned to, he's been like subpar at it. Yeah. He hasn't been good at it. But you can tell he is very intelligent, clearly. Yeah. Yeah. Very curious, very inquisitive. And he does have some level of courage, clearly, because he's going up against the status quo of where he lives. He's bucking the system. Yeah. And he's going. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but he is exploring and going into these other, the other vaults to find out what's going on. And he's doing it on his own. Sometimes when he's walking into these places by himself, I'm like, dude, you need to turn around and get some help. Yeah. Turn on a flashlight, do something. Why are you walking in there right now?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, that was great because when he first explores Vault 32, and it's like completely like decrepit and like everything's dead in there. And then the first thing you think is, oh, well, the Raiders have been in there for a while.
Yeah,
They destroyed everything. And then you find out that it wasn't them.
Yeah.
They didn't. And then it's like, wait,
it's been like that for a long time.
What that's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was.
And I feel like I don't think they ever said exactly what happened in Vault 32, right? Because, it looks like a lot of them, they turn on each other at some point. Maybe they found out the truth. Yeah, maybe they found out what was going on. I don't know why they necessarily decided to kill each other, but so maybe there's something more to that. And then you find out the truth about Vault 31, which was like
not even
that's
really
it's not really a vault. Not
just everybody cryo frozen.
In a sense, it's a vault, but it's not like the other vaults.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And all these vaults are very different. Like they show Vault 4 later on, and they show people that have just they've been scientifically experimented on and everything else, and and there was a great part in that too, which it brings into something I had been thinking about on my own. But there's a great part where I think is it with Norm? No, it's not. It's Lucy is watching a video that the leaders show her. Oh yeah, and they show the scientists, and they show one of them. I think was the one that Cooper made like a commercial with.
Oh, okay.
Because he goes.
Oh, the couple.
And he's like, I play here on TV, but you're the real hero. You're the real hero. In real life, I'm like, yeah. Which is such great. I love it.
Lineage.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's with that scientist, and he basically one of the last things he says is something along the lines of, don't blame science or don't blame us for this. Science should, for putting science in control. Which is
being governed by scientists isn't bad just because this went wrong.
Exactly. Just because this went wrong. That's it. Yeah. Thank you. That's it. Exactly. Which is a great, interesting concept because, for someone that is into science, I know you're into science too, that it almost seems like that should be the way to go. Just have somebody that's going to look at the facts and make decisions based on facts. That should be how things are run. You know what I mean? But nothing is infallible, kind of thing. There's and so the thing I was thinking of on my own is like comparing science and religion and making science like a new religion. Like what if we do that? What if us in society we abandon religion and everything else and we focus on science just doing things the right way? There's always going to be someone that is going to take advantage, going to swing things their own way. Or it's just not going to work because you can't follow everything so dogmatically, just blindly, just close your eyes and cover your ears and be like, okay, that's what they said to do, so we're going to do it, right? So it was a great concept to bring up.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, and I think that line, I think Maximus says it in the show, but in the trailer, it's the ghoul, but it's the everyone wants to save the world, but nobody agrees
on how to do it. Spot on.
That encompasses the entire thing.
Yeah, really, that encompasses everything. Yep.
Yeah.
And again, not getting into politics or whatever, but capitalists, republic, we got a way to do it. Communists think this is the way to save the world. Socialists, everybody thinks this is how you save the world. And they just have their own different concepts and ideas. And who's right? I mean,
maybe nobody's right. Maybe everybody's right.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And if everybody, if they're all butting heads over it, you can't compromise about it, then war is a natural conflict or a natural result. And I mean, but if you were to, take over everything and put one particular class system in charge, whatever it may be, then you could say, okay, we've got world peace because we were doing everything our way. Then sure, you're going to feel that way because everything's run the same way. But I don't know. I feel like at some point something's going to give.
Yeah.
Everyone's not going to be happy with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's strange because, obviously, we're where we are and we have loyalties to where we are. And to me, it seems like this is how everything should be run. Why would you not be happy with this? But there's someone on the other side of the world that thinks completely different. And they're like, no, you should run things this way.
Yeah, so but then even internally in our own country, even me included, I don't think everything is run great.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
Here,
it's not perfect.
There's a lot of issues that we have also. And then there's people that are within those other countries that run things differently that also disagree. So
very true.
So many different layers of people disagreeing on how things should be done.
Yeah. I bet it depends on where you are on the totem pole of things.
Yeah, true.
Right?
True. If I was on the top 1%,
exactly,
I'd be like,
this is fantastic. Let's not change this at all.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys. It'd be great. Yeah. But yeah, I think I was a little worried because like before the show came out, the creators were talking about we're gonna have a lot of commentary in here. And there's gonna be a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well,
and
that makes me nervous.
A lot of backlash about like, well, why would you say that in this climate? Like, you know, if that's not what people want to see. People want to see Fallout. You know, people, the fans of the game want to see this show. And I think they meant commentary like this. You know what I mean? How it's very representative of how the world is and how the world could be. If it continues in the in the direction it's going. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of that kind of commentary. There wasn't too much like social type stuff that we're dealing with now. But this is more like bigger questions, I think.
Right.
And I appreciated that a lot more after watching the show.
And that was never discussed in the game, I'm assuming, right? Like that the war was a corporate result of corporate.
You know, I think it's sort of implied. Like now that if you were to see this show and then you go back and play the games, like all the vault tech stuff and how the propaganda within the game as a vault dweller, or as like using the Pit Boys and that kind of stuff, you can kind of see that it's manufactured. And you don't necessarily trust everything that you're seeing, regardless. I think that I don't think that story is necessarily told that detailed. Because I think the game is more so exploring this wasteland world. And it's always like a simple storyline. Like I think in New Vegas, I think it's like you accidentally like have a you run into somebody that's trying to deliver a package, and you take the package, and now you have this very important kind of like in the movie, in the show. And then but then everything else is like the side stuff that you do, but there's not really a lot of expanding the story, what happened in the world. So you don't like this has much more detail. This series. So I think they kind of take some liberties. I think.
But it fits with everything though. Like it's not like, oh, that's you guys just made this up for this.
Right, yeah. Because I even like at first I was like, why are they like talking ghouls? But then I remembered like there are ghoul characters that are sentient in the game. After I was like, oh yeah, there are some sentient ones. And
I remember seeing like some androids or whatever that looked like they were like just old androids.
Yeah. That's another, I think they're called the Institute or something like that. That's another faction. It's like super technological, and I think we haven't seen them yet.
Not yet.
And I think maybe if they keep going in this direction, maybe they'll end up being the real villains as they are in the game.
Interesting.
Well, not really the villains, but they kind of have the biggest plan. So you either gotta join them or not. Yeah, join them or fight them. I was speaking of my experience in Fallout 4. That's the only one I played. That's actually the one that a lot of people don't really think is that great. But it's the first one that I played, and I love the shit out of it. So I haven't played Fallout 3 or New Vegas, which are considered the great ones. But I think I get the gist of it.
Was there a Fallout like 76 or a Fallout?
Yeah, so Fallout 76 was I think a recent recent-ish online, I think, multiplayer.
Okay.
And I think it didn't do well.
I don't think people liked it too much from what I recall.
Yeah, I think it kind of took a lot of things that people liked about Fallout out. And so, but yeah, no, I think it took a lot from the games, but it also did its own thing as far as the storyline goes and the characters.
So
yeah, but it definitely feels like this can exist in this world.
It doesn't feel like, it makes sense.
I guess that's your point, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I wanted to make sure they weren't like just completely going with their own agenda, and then the fans of the show are going to be like, "There's no way that could be the case," kind of thing. I was hoping this was going to be something that could fit into the lore,
because like in Fallout 4, your character is someone that was frozen. So like you were alive during the bombs, and you got put into a vault, and you got frozen, got cryo frozen. And then you wake up way in the future. I'm not sure about the other two games. I think maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But so yeah, those things play as far as like
right on. All right, let's see. Any other positives?
Not too many more. I like most of the characters.
Sorry, I hear the noise behind me. I'm like, what?
That's happened a couple times now. Yeah. But, but yeah, no. I like the characters were all great. I think it was great following those three perspectives. I'll get into some negatives about some things about that, but I think overall pretty balanced, pretty good character development. I think I had just the fan service stuff was fun to see as a Fallout player. But yeah, I think those are the main ones.
That's
you
cool.
Have any more?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with Maximus. Yeah. I guess because throughout the show he was always kind of this things were happening to him more than anything else. And even when he picks up, his next, he picks up his own squire. When he takes the, for one, with the original Knight Titus, like Knight Titus, you've got that gigantic gun. Just light that, weird bear thing up.
Yeah, that guy made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. Their standard is supposed to be very low for, gaining knighthood.
Yeah. So, I mean, one, he wanted to go down there because he's like, I'm bored, I want to shoot something. Mistake number one, looking for trouble. 2, the gun, couldn't get his gun off.
And then he runs.
And then he runs away. And then 3, he threatens Maximus, like, they're going to kill you for this.
Right.
He's like, well, then why am I going to save you?
Yeah.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, dude.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That guy made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. And I was thinking, oh, cool, Michael Rappaport. I like him.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's on the show.
What's he going to do in the show? Nothing.
And he's gone.
Absolutely nothing.
And he's gone. Heartbreaking. The guy was a dipstick.
Yeah.
But even then, when Maximus picks up his own squire or whatever, he picks up that guy that was a jerk to him.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, the guys who was like, I'm sorry I picked on Maximus. I'm sorry he got killed. Yeah. And I was just bullying him because I was bullied.
Yeah.
And it was an opportunity for me to not get bullied anymore, was for me to point the finger at him.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh crap, that's some bullying 101 right there, right?
I understand you, man.
And then, then he decides to bail on him. And
I was like, wait a minute.
yeah. So I was hoping they were going to work it out. But when he decided to reveal himself to him, I'm like, I don't feel good about this.
Not a good idea.
It's not a good idea. Yeah, they were bonding.
Yeah.
And then he gets his power core, the fusion core taken.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And the fusion core, they use that to power the suit.
Yeah.
Or to power an entire vault.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the... Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it lasts forever, man.
I guess so. I guess that's the point. It just lasts forever. Because I think that's a lot of power to have.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what's going to happen with him later on. Maybe, I mean, he seems like he's going to actually get his own suit. And, hopefully he's not, mad at Lucy. Because he just kind of wakes up and he's calling for her and she's not there.
Yeah.
So, Curious.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. What are your negatives?
So I had a couple negatives. So the first thing was like this. Again, I was saying the first 2 episodes. I wasn't super hooked. I mean, I liked everything. Like aesthetically was cool. Yeah. I felt like I was immersed in Fallout.
Okay.
But I thought some of the action sequences were kind of like trying to be cool. Like Walton Goggins when he's doing the shootout in the town.
Yeah.
It was just like massively gory and just super. They try to be stylized, like following the bullet in slow motion.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
I was like, you guys are trying a little too hard to be cool. So I thought, I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna like this very much. And then like when the suit would run or like the suit, a lot of the suit was practical. I was watching some behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the suit was practical, like for a lot of the stuff. But when it wasn't, it was very clearly like CGI'd or it just didn't look right to me.
Got it.
Like I thought it was kind of goofy in those first couple of episodes. I think there's like some of the comic relief like kind of took me out of it. Like there's that one I wasn't a huge fan of Maximus for a long time.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, I think
it.
acting or even as a character, like I wasn't even sure. Like, is he a piece of shit or is he a good person?
Is he like slow or
is he slow? Yeah,
what's going on with him?
I was calling him I was calling him low rent. What's the King? Low rent. This guy's name. What's actor plays King? Jonathan Majors. I was like, I don't like low rent. Yeah, I was like, I don't like low rent Jonathan Majors. And I don't even like Jonathan Majors. So it's like even like worse than that,
You're right.
So I wasn't a big fan of him for most
Kirkland
of
brand.
Kirkland brand Jonathan Majors. Yeah, and Jonathan Majors is the Kirkland brand of himself. So I was like, so I think it's already worse than that. And then like there's a couple random scenes where he's just like. He like sells his tooth and he has like a little bit of a weird like little whistly lisp thing.
Yeah.
And then he picks up a toilet to fight with, and I was like, that's
why'd you pick up the toilet?
Yeah,
yeah,
a little goofy.
No,
this is kind of getting a little goofy. I was like, this is the tone they're going with. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this show very much. I'm already starting to kind of not like it at this point. So there's some of those kind of scenes where just like the action sequences were kind of like I wasn't really into, and those kind of parts, little comic relief things they try to do.
Yeah,
I wasn't really into. So that was kind of annoying. And then there's one other kind of bigger negative that I'm trying to remember.
That's cool. Yeah, well, I'm going to jump in on the Maximus thing really quick. I wasn't a big fan of like some of these, what feels like, and I'm never a big fan of this. And I don't think I'm necessarily like that smart, but I'm looking at all these like common sense style mistakes. Like, why would you just, when he first leaves the suit and he has to go back and fight with the toilet seat?
Oh yeah.
Like, why would you just leave it there? Why would you not try to hide it or cover it up or do something?
Lock it up or whatever.
I mean, you're in the cheapest, dirtiest part of town.
Yeah.
And you just drove up with a Lamborghini and just walked out and just walked away. It's like, you don't think someone's going to come over there and like steal that? Steal the hubcaps, just do something with it and run off with it?
Yeah, exactly.
There are a lot of things throughout the whole, I think in the first, few episodes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, why are you doing that? Like, and again, like I said, I don't think I'm like a genius, but it seems like that's not a good idea to do.
They're making good choices, yeah.
Right, it's not a very good choice. So
yeah, and I would understand if that was done on purpose, like to show that this is his weakness. He's just kind of dumb. Or something.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like that.
He should know better. It would make sense for Lucy to make naive mistakes,
right? Yeah,
because she's been in this paradise. He grew up in this crap, so he knows how people are.
Yeah. True. Yeah, and then there's one. I mean, yes, I didn't have any big ones, but a couple of nitpicks. Like, there's that one scene where like the doctor's eating with the dog, and like the Gatling gun comes up, and it's like right there.
Oh
and
yeah,
it starts mowing him down.
Yeah.
It's completely missing him and the
dog. There were shots that were like right, like in front and behind him. Like the way they did it, like the shots were literally going off around him. I'm like,
I'm no mathematician, but that amount of probability of you getting hit by something like that at that range.
Yeah, there's bullets like in back of you, around you, and in front of you, and you still haven't been hit.
Yeah,
I thought, okay, well, clearly they're gonna, because the way it looked, that they're gonna show like, oh, he's been hit, and now we're gonna see it, and it's like, no, nothing.
He's fine.
Okay, like at least have the rounds going off behind him. Don't have him going up with him in the middle of them.
Yeah, don't have him 4 feet away from that thing. And then running like at an angle where it can just follow you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm no gun expert, right? Yeah. But I think.
Yeah, and it was literally like it popped out like right in front of him, and you're still missing.
Yeah. So that was during that, like, these were the goofy episodes, the first couple episodes.
Yeah, the first episode. Yeah,
I was like, oh man, this is gonna be goofy. I'm already gonna not like this. And I was starting to get kind of bummed out with those first couple episodes.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I was like, Titus decides to land because he's bored. And they end up landing where the fugitives just were. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, that was kind of like that kind of happened pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like you guys were originally going to keep going. Like Maximus was like, no, Lord, we had to keep going. We had to kind of follow this trail.
Yeah, because I think he said they were like a few miles away, kind of thing. Yeah. I just figured they got closer to where they needed to go, just on foot.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of thing, but. No, that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, maybe they could. I mean, if that's the case, then you need to stretch it out.
Maybe, a little bit.
Or maybe like a little bit of time. If it's daylight when they're landing, or when he gets out, maybe show it's night. So maybe they show they've gone a few miles.
Yeah, exactly.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, well, you're supposed to keep going, but then you stop because you're bored, and then you happen to be on the trail, like right on the trail.
Yeah.
Of the guy you're chasing. I was like, that's a little bit on there, and then that's basically it. And then by the end of episode 3, I was like, I don't understand what type of character Maximus is. I don't know if he's a bad person, if he's malicious, or if he's good, or if he's naive or slow. Or
Yeah.
Really, I just did not understand who he was. And then by the time who he becomes, I was like, I'm not really. I couldn't really tell how you got there. It wasn't as clear of a transition as Lucy, and even as the ghoul. Because they had a lot of backstory for him.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't as clear his arc. To me, so I think he was the weakest of the 3 storylines.
I definitely agree with that. I think that's maybe the reason why I am curious to see what they end up doing with him, because he really just fell backwards into all the crap that he got. Like for one, that he got, now that I'm about to say it out loud, now it seems like, okay, this is a little too convenient, right? So he gets, he's made the squire of not a great knight, right? He's got a gigantic gun and decides to run. He ends up getting, injured, mortally wounded to the point where he ends up dying, and the guy can take over his armor, right? So he falls backwards into armor. He falls backwards, I guess, in some sense. I don't want to say necessarily maybe meeting Lucy or whatever, but especially by the end of it, that Dane comes up and he's like, oh, hey, he killed the leader of the bad guys.
Oh, yeah.
He's the hero. And everybody loves him. And like, that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's just stuff is randomly happening.
Yeah.
Not to him, but for him kind of thing. So I'm curious where it's going to go because he's never been the agent of change, so to speak, in his story, in his life. So maybe this might be a chance for him to, have more impact on his own story.
Yeah, maybe he'll take a little more agency because it seemed like at that point he didn't want the credit for that. At that point, at the very end, when it seemed like before he maybe would have enjoyed that credit, regardless. He was doing this for the glory, the brotherhood of Steve, and all that kind of stuff. So now it seemed like he didn't really want that credit, but he got it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he really wasn't like saying, like taking his hand away, saying, no, it wasn't me either. But,
right, yeah.
Which, I guess.
And then I think the last thing was that it seemed like, and I don't know, maybe given the current, like the situation, what they went through, maybe they brought them close together, but I wasn't buying their relationship? Yeah, relationship, the love scene at the end. I think it was kind of just like,
Yeah.
We should kiss.
They were kind of just together. I know I don't know, they Lucy, I think, has it seems like she has a more casual feeling about, sex, for example. Like they were just, in a room together. It's like, hey, you want to do it?
Kind
of thing. He's like, nah. And I'm like, guy, come on. But okay.
You'll get a lot of opportunities in this life, man.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that it seems like he was, I don't know, like he really thought like it was bad.
Yeah, he was like,
kind of thing, like the way
ill-educated. Which shows
which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I also know, like when you're a guy, especially a young guy, you are. We're gonna leave that.
Yeah,
that's a whole different show. That's a whole different show.
Yeah.
So you're never mind. So, but miseducation, and maybe he was still very young mentally.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. They're not gonna really educate these guys.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to be able to do what we need you to do, and that's going to be the extent of it.
Yeah.
So, other negatives, not too many. I'm looking forward to really finding out a little bit more about Cooper's backstory.
Yeah.
What's going to happen now that he kind of has heard the truth, and he's kind of heard the truth about his wife.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, who she's just such a company person.
Yeah.
Just like disturbingly
devastating.
so.
Yeah. Disturbingly is
and
right.
It's, I mean, and on some level, maybe she just kind of sees the writing on the wall. She kind of realizes, and they make a great point of this in the show, like corporations gain more power than the government.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, again, looking at today, corporations and people with big money have a very big influence on, political parties, what people do, how they vote, blah, blah, blah. And again, they just dial it up to 11 in this show. You know what I mean? It's not gotten to a point where governments have been at war for so long, they've all weakened each other, and like corporations are the ones that have the real power.
Yeah.
So
they're profiting off of it.
Yeah. So like I said, maybe she saw the writing on the wall. Maybe she realized like this is what's going to happen. This is what's going down. So I need to do what I can do to protect my family.
Yeah. And I still do believe that like she meant like ensuring the safety of the people I care about.
Yeah.
At all costs. And she says that, whatever means necessary, I want to protect the people that I love.
Yeah.
It's kind of grimy the way you go about it.
Yeah.
You push things you get things into motion.
Yeah.
But, if she can justify it sort of.
Right.
Mind, yeah.
So here's the question. So if it's the whole, if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing, right? Like if or you have a very strong inclination to what is going to happen, and you are the one that can't do anything about it, do you side with them and try to live through it and come out on top? Or do you try to fight them and take them down some kind of way when like you can't do it? Like what are her options really?
Yeah.
Like, so she tries to fight them, and she tries to tell the world, tell the government, tell the press, blah, blah, blah. It's probably not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like they will definitely like squash the stories or whatever. Or does she say this, like I said, this is going to happen, so I just need to do what I can do to survive. Yeah. I don't know. Does that make her...
Can't beat them, join them situation. Yeah.
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 It's,
Are you Rorschach or are you Night Owl? You know what I mean? You fight it all. You never ever compromise.
Yeah, never compromise.
Or you like join up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, what is the right answer? Even going back to Night Owl and Rorschach, what's the right answer?
Yeah.
Good for him. You never compromise. And I was thinking about this earlier too. I was watching like Batman was on what was it, The Dark Knight? I don't know, whichever one it was, the second one that Christopher Nolan did. And Jonathan Nolan, his brother, was the showrunner or the guy that produced his show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Jonathan Nolan. So good on you, man.
Talented family. Shit.
Yeah, man, clearly.
Must be nice.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, what is the... Yeah, I was going to say something along the lines of, what's the right thing to do kind of thing, because I was going to say something along the lines, I can't remember right now. I just completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
But with Batman or Rorschach, you've got your principles that you don't compromise on, which is great.
Yeah.
That's good for you. Like you can sleep well at night, but while you're sleeping at night, the thing that you refuse to compromise on is out there kidnapping, murdering, and killing.
And you can't stop it.
And yeah. So it's super. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and that's the moral dilemma. That's the beauty of the writing of both Watchmen and this
and this too.
What is the right answer?
Yeah,
there isn't really a black and white.
There's no black and white answer.
Which makes it ambiguous.
Yeah,
but better.
Makes that much. Yeah, it makes that much worse. But it's great storytelling too.
Yeah, no, that's why, and that's why I really enjoy the show.
Yeah,
which I guess brings to the rating, huh?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm 100% at drop what you're doing.
Yes,
this is
go watch this.
Great show. Regardless if you're a Fallout fan or not. Yeah, this is a great show to watch. It's very enjoyable. There's a lot of things that a lot of people can enjoy about it.
Right.
And then as far as percentage goes, man, I think I like this show so much, man. I'm probably gonna give like a 95.
Nice,
94, 95, because I just couldn't find, except for the first couple episodes where it was a little goofy.
Yeah, but it redeemed itself. I think.
I couldn't find a way to not like it because I was, you know how I am. I try to find things to hate.
It's true, he does.
And that's my MO. And I could not find other things to not like about the show. It was just so well put together. And good on you, Amazon Prime. I never would ever compliment you for anything.
Who would have thought?
But
who would have thought?
I'll give you some attaboys for this one.
There you go. Thank you, Lord Bezos.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me at work, like he's reading the story about Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, like, on the podcast, man, we throw him under the bus every chance we get.
Every chance we get. Yeah. But man, do you think we owe Lord Bezos? We wouldn't have a show if you and I didn't work for Lord Bezos.
That's true. If we didn't work for Lord Bezos.
We didn't meet each other. We wouldn't be here doing this show.
And you wouldn't be here either.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking in all the glory.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah, there's
morally ambiguous, man. Dealing with our own ethics.
Yeah, so I told my friend at work I was going to say something nice about Lord Bezos, and that's basically it. That's as good as it's going to get.
The show's good.
Yeah, he had a very interesting life, though. A very humble beginning, so respect for what he went through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's all you're getting out of me. But good on this one. Good on this one with the Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, let me bring it back down to earth. They started showing commercials on, they're showing ads on my Prime Video. And I'm like, when did this start happening? Because I watched all of Invincible. I've been watching Prime. And this happened maybe a day or two ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on with the ads? I try to call them blah, blah, blah. That's their customer service line, everybody. Yeah. So I'm like, what's going on with the ads? But I guess they started doing ads.
Yeah. So
back in January, right? When they do? Are you getting ads?
Yeah, I have been getting them, but they've been at the very beginning.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
Yeah. It's like one of those. This episode's free. Because of
Samsung.
Yeah, because of Samsung.
Good to
after this message.
Yeah.
Which
that's nice.
That's fine. It's better than in the middle of the show.
Right, but I still don't want them. Right,
encroaching though.
Right. They're saying you got to pay a little bit more. Which that's fine. But I just needed to know when did this start?
Yeah.
So I tried looking online. It's back in January. I'm like,
was there
January?
A notice?
Yeah, there was no notice.
Contract? Is there a contract?
There's show me
update the terms.
Every time I turn on Amazon Prime, I need to be like, hey, you've got a week or on April blah blah blah, you're getting ads.
Right.
So if you don't want that, click here. I would have been glad to do it.
Yeah, sure.
But when I just look up and I'm seeing an ad,
Yeah.
I go from like 0 to like fucking 9 in a minute.
So you have no problem with paying the next tier. If they change it and they let you know that they're changing it,
I get it.
I'll pay the next tier. Cool.
Yeah, I get it.
Maybe you're losing some costs here, so you got to make it up.
It's my choice. Whatever. You guys are raising your prices. That's how the world capitalism works.
Yeah.
Fallout. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But if you just do it and then you don't tell me when you did it, then I'm getting a little ticked.
Man. Yeah, I wish I had better morals like than than my own. Like, you know how like all the fast food goes up?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they don't ever tell us it's going up. I still go.
You just get in line and it's like
well, I guess I have $2 extra to put towards this meal.
You son of a Yeah.
Anyways,
what were we talking about? Yeah, so ratings. Back to ratings. Yeah. So
where are you at?
Yes, Lord Bezos.
Lord Bezos, yeah.
You know what? I was thinking about a 95 myself, but I'm gonna maybe put it at like maybe a 93, I might say. Still, I think it's great. Still drop what you're doing.
Yeah.
I am glad to hear that as a player of the video games that you are like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
That it hasn't just dismissed and thrown all the lore that's been built away.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, I'm probably about the same place, maybe 93, 94. The reason why I say 93 is because I know I gave Paper Girls a 93. That's always, whenever I give a score, that's always going through my head.
Yeah.
Where do I compare this to Paper Girls?
That's a good point.
I'm so mad that they didn't get a second season.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
Lord Bezos again.
Yeah, see?
Ma.
He giveth, he taketh away, right?
that is the Lord's right. That is the Lord's right. Don't you ever.
Oh, man.
Don't you ever.
Oh, man. Oh, geez. Yeah, but no, that was a bummer. That was one that should have kept going.
Should have kept going.
But yeah, because now I think about that too, though. Because like I've given like, what did I give like Your Name or like Suzume? I gave those like 95, 98.
Suzume's on Netflix, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Dude, if you haven't watched Suzume yet, drop what you're doing and watch that.
Yeah.
And then go watch Fallout.
Right. So, but I mean, I wouldn't put Fallout up there.
Yeah.
With their even like maybe even like Godzilla -1 was amazing too.
Yeah.
But still though.
This is like one of the great. This is like a great video game adaptation.
Yeah.
100%.
One of the best.
Great show on its own. So no matter what, the bottom line is drop what you're doing and check this out. This is one you should watch and enjoy.
Yeah. I don't even get caught up in the numbers anymore. I enjoyed it. Go watch it. Drop what you're doing. That's it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think like too the score.
Oh, the
like on
Rotten Tomatoes or whatever.
I had it. Now my internet has stopped working. I don't know how I can blame Lord Bezos for this, but I do. I do.
Too much data going around.
Too much data.
Yeah.
But I think the score was pretty high.
Okay.
No matter what. Let me try it again. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Give you a topic.
If you're watching, you can see our centerpiece
spindle. Yeah. So we've got the I guess Acquired Taste, I think is what it was called. The two little black
Vault
and
Boys.
white ones, the gray one, the Vault Boys there.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to GameStop, aka Patrick and Kat. Thank you guys for the assistance. Appreciate that. Hope you're checking out the show.
Very cool.
But they've gone full cannibal.
Yeah.
So you can see,
very innocent kind of character.
Yeah, one of them's eating his foot.
Yeah.
And the other one's just eating a leg. And I guess it's almost like the Vault Boy is based on Cooper a little bit too, right? Like,
that's I love that tie.
That was cool.
They based
cool.
on him.
That.
Yeah.
And then we got an actual
Nuka-Cola version of the T60 power suit. I think it's T60.
Yeah, and they got some weaknesses, right? So apparently shoot them under the chest plate. You got them. You cut their little cords. You got them. And if you got a key to take out their power core or something to take out their power core, you got them.
Yeah.
But anyways, IMDb 8.7 out of 10. That feels a little low. So you guys need to fix yourself.
Also, that's owned by Amazon. So.
Oh, I don't know what to make of these guys.
Their own,
Rotten Tomatoes, 93%.
Okay.
So right around where we were. So
we agree.
But no, either way, it's a great show. Oh, I think it aired April 10th.
April 10th. Yeah. Okay. Our bad.
Yeah, right. But we fixed it. So our good.
But yeah, fantastic show. Please check it out. Let us know what you guys think. Because man, we are all about it.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Very
cool.
good.
So we're going to talk for Fallout.
Yes.
What are we into this week?
Let's see. Still watching X-Men 97.
Haven't started yet, but need to get on it.
Fantastic. It's very good. Very good. Surprisingly good.
It's good to hear.
I think it's like some of the stuff, like I said, it for me, it felt very abrupt. It's very like, we're here. There wasn't like a lot of smooth transition. In that sense, it feels very comic booky a little bit. But the show is great overall, though. They have a lot of, kind of simple and basic moments, but they have a lot of great deep moments as well.
Gotcha. And
they've got Gladiator. Gladiator is one of my favorite characters, and they got Gladiator in the last episode.
Oh,
and
nice.
There's one part where Deathbird of the Shi'ar Empire, she's trying to take over. Her sister runs the place, and she's always trying to take it over. And at some point, like, Gladiator is kind of, okay, Deathbird's the main one, so we're, I'm following orders. But there's a part where she abruptly turns on her sister, and Gladiator drops. She's ready to attack her. Gladiator drops in instantly because he's Gladiator.
Yeah.
Swipes him, trying to claw her, hits him, doesn't do anything. He punches her, and it's just like, bam, bam, knocks her into like a pillar, and she drops. It's so, the way it's done is so great because it's instant.
Nice.
It's like he punched her so hard. It's like she rocketed, hit this. It's not funny, but it's funny to watch because it's done so well. Like, this is what a punch from Gladiator would do to you.
Yeah.
And Gladiator is like one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe. And I guess the guy that created him also, he worked on Superman at one point in time too, right? Okay. So interesting thing about Gladiator is his powers are psychic, right? Like they're mental in a sense.
Okay.
So the guy that worked on him, I think before he created Gladiator, because they'll say like Gladiator is almost like the Superman of the Marvel universe because they have, kind of similar powers.
Yeah.
But I think he was trying to do what he did with Gladiator with Superman. Like the reason why Superman can do a lot of things he do where he can like lift up a whole city. Yeah, kind of thing. It's like that doesn't make sense. Like the city would fall apart or whatever, right? Like there's no way a person can lift up a city because the city's going to crash. Like you might lift up that little piece of dirt where you are, but everything else is going to go crashing in. It's part of like the Superman phenomenon kind of thing. It's like part of his powers is to be able to do that. Now they kind of spin it where they say like it's his aura, right? So when he catches somebody, and they're falling out of a building and he catches them, it's because he's Superman. He can catch them without them dying.
Yeah.
Anybody else, you wouldn't be so lucky kind of thing. So I think he wanted to explain like Superman's super abilities by saying that they're psychic in nature or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because even like the way that he flies, like the story is he flies just through his strength of will. Like there's no other reason really why Superman should be able to fly. It's just, he's just that badass. He says, I want to fly, so he flies. So it's like, okay, you're Superman. But I think he wanted to do that with Superman. I think they were kind of like, I don't know how you feel about that. I think he kind of spun it into Gladiator. And so anyways, Gladiator's a great character.
Nice.
But point being, X-Men 97, go watch that. I was talking with Zoe about the three-body problem.
Oh, yeah.
Great series on Netflix. The science in it is great. I think she agreed with what we were saying last week, too. Like, the science is great. Some of the, the emotional stuff they're trying to do, it's like, I don't care about that. Yeah, it's whatever. But anyways.
Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to catch up on Bad Batch because we're going to cover that in a few weeks, I think.
I need to watch,
it's been okay. Bad Batch has been kind of lukewarm for me overall. I know it's gonna probably piss a lot of people off, but that's how I feel about it. And I started watching The Burbs with Tom Hanks a little bit ago.
Oh, the movie that came out like in like 80 something or early 90s?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I don't remember what it's about. So I started watching it the other day. And I was like, I think I'm gonna like this. I like Tom Hanks, but I don't remember if it was a good movie or not. But I'm just kind of like in the first 10 minutes of that.
Funny.
So it's taking me back to a different time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but other than that,
I was thinking about that too a little while ago too, like how some comedians or some comedy actors make great drama, like dramatic actors. Tom Hanks. Great example. Jim Carrey, great example. Like there are some.
Robin Williams, man.
Robin Williams is fantastic.
As funny as that guy is.
Yeah, and then you go see Good Will Hunting, and it's like your jaws drop.
Exactly. Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You can't be this good right now. You can't be this good. Get out of here. Can't be this versatile. No one's this versatile.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Walton Goggins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Yeah, that was it. I went to SeaWorld. I probably should have said it a couple weeks ago. I went to SeaWorld with the family a little while ago. That was great. Had a good time. Had a competition at work. We're trying to lose weights.
Oh, yeah.
And it was.
You won?
I completely decimated those fools.
Yeah.
No offense. Those guys are jerks.
Just sorry, you're not better than me.
Yeah. No, so I didn't do anything except I just watched what I ate. And I think the thing started like maybe a month and a half ago, and we all weighed in. I think the average weight loss was maybe 8 pounds, maybe from everybody else. I lost 20.
Bunch of scrubs.
Bunch of freaking scrubs.
Jabronis.
Right. Like I said, I love those guys, and you're probably thinking, Mark, you're so much better than them.
You're right. You didn't say it. I said it.
But no, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Nice,
man. So I think this will be the catalyst to me, like, trying to do the right thing again. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So I did. This week was a binge week.
Yeah.
So I just went back to basics. I was guzzling down Rebel Shark Attacks at Dutch Boys. I was like, yeah, give me one. Now give me a large. Give me that floater, that soft floater on the top. Give me all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I was doing that. I think the day of the weigh-in or whatever, I was like, as soon as I'm done with the weigh-in, I'm going to eat the chocolate chip cookies that Ariane made.
Yeah.
So I had them at work.
Oh, you brought them with you?
Dude, I couldn't wait. So then it turned out, no, it's going to be on Tuesday. I was like, I can't go another day. Right? So, but I held out.
Nice.
I did take a bite of the cookie.
Oh, okay.
And that was enough to be like, oh, that's actually good.
Yeah.
I will say, because I was watching what I was eating, I feel like I'm picking up on flavor more now, which is interesting. Because like I said, it's like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Everything's like all sugar and sweets. I've done, like I said, cutting all that out. I feel like if I eat or drink something that's not so sugary, I can pick up on the flavors of it more, which is interesting.
Very interesting. That's
yeah, very
cool,
interesting. So anyways,
nice.
Point is, I beat those bums.
Yeah. And bums is right.
Bums is the operative word.
Perfect. Cool. All right.
Nah, just kidding. Love you guys.
Man. Yeah. All right. That's going to be it for our show.
That's it. Let's wrap it down.
I think we did. Yeah. That's our talk on Fallout.
Yeah.
Please check it out and let us know. And if you guys like our show, as much as we like that show, you should go over to Apple Podcasts, give us a rating.
All the stuff.
Yeah, 5-star rating, and leave a review. And then go to Spotify, 5 stars all around.
Yeah, tell us what you thought of Fallout.
Yeah, especially that.
Was it good? Was it bad? Was it
we crazy?
Something good for the game? Was it to take away from the game?
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Yeah. Let us know. Cool. All right, so next week I think we're covering Rebel Moon Part 2. I think it's on the schedule. Obviously, everything's subject to change, but that is...
Fingers crossed.
I'm actually stressed out about watching that movie because
there
are... I'm running out of things to say to defend Zack Snyder, and this ends up being bad.
You're going down to that hill.
Yeah.
The Battle of Gettysburg. What side is Trent on? We're gonna find out.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I was always going to bat for Zack Snyder, man, for especially with this trilogy, man. But dude, ever since that trilogy, I can't say much great things about his his movies after that. So I'm a little stressed out, man.
Yeah.
But
I will say, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep defending. I'm always gonna be ready to defend Zack Snyder just because of Watchmen, because of Man of Steel. But one thing that I wasn't too happy with him about was his take on Batman, which is cool to have. But the fact that he was saying, like, what if Batman is put into a situation where he has to kill, what's he going to do? And, which is cool. But I mean, that's the whole point of it. Like when you watch that second Batman movie from Christopher Nolan, like the whole point of it is, what does he do in that situation? He doesn't kill. You know what I mean? Like you see it at first, it just seems like it's just a scene, right? Where the Joker's sitting there, he's got his machine gun, he's shooting at him, and he's missing him like on purpose. And Batman's coming at him on the bat pod, and he's like, "Come on, I want you to do it. I want you to do it."
Yeah.
And he steers away from him and crashes because he won't kill. That has to be the core of Batman. You know what I mean? So he had a different take on it. So I wasn't super jazzed about that, but.
I mean, but then he kills all of the League of Shadows though in the house, right? Doesn't he blow them all up?
He doesn't kill them. I think it's interesting too because I think in that situation they have this thing where even with he says with Ra's al Ghul, like, I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. I'm like, I don't know, Batman. I feel like you should save him.
I think leaving people to die is the same thing
as killing them.
I don't think it's much better.
Maybe.
Like
that was my whole thing.
Especially if you have the opportunity to save them, right? It's the same as like in a car accident. If you have the opportunity to move out of the way, you're gonna get, it's your fault every time. So like so if you have the opportunity to save, to save somebody and you don't.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the whole. I'm not sure like when he was fighting them in the League of. The League of Shadows or whatever in his mansion.
Yeah, they just
he beat him up. He never like killed anybody.
Or he didn't kill, but he blows up. He blows up the
or the places coming down or doing whatever.
And then it all goes off the side.
He just knocked him out. Maybe they could have gotten up on their own.
Doesn't he kill Harvey Dent too? I mean,
he
doesn't kill him.
I think it's more of an accidental kind of thing. But it's the same thing with I think it's bigger. With Ra's al Ghul, where he says like, where he literally says like, I don't have to kill you. I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. I was like, that doesn't seem right.
A little bit,
that doesn't seem right. But
I see what you're saying. I understand the criticism. I get it. Like it doesn't bug me, but I understand the criticism.
Right.
So but cool. We're gonna cover that next week. Yep. Though, as of now.
Be ready. Be ready.
Anyway, that's it. We done.
That's it. Let's wrap it up, man.
Wrap it up. Yeah. As always, thanks for tuning in.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Sticking around this long. But yeah, my name's Chet.
I was gonna say, tell me what you are. And my name is Mark.
And this has been
Geek Off the Street. That's the way I want it. Okay.